Hello learners, so here we are with the part 2 of the chapter Body Movements. Before we proceed further, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon. This will mean a lot to me. In the first part, we learnt about the various movements in the animals. Then we learnt about the endoskeleton and exoskeleton. We labeled the human skeletal system and it's time to proceed further. Parts of human skeleton. Human skeleton consists of 4 basic parts: skull, backbone, rib cage and limbs. Here we have the first one, skull. Skull is made of 22 bones. The head portion has 8 bones which are fused together, and the face portion has 14 bones. Except for the lower jaw, all the bones of the skull are immovable or fixed. Backbone. It starts from the base of the skull and ends in the pelvis. Backbone is also called spine or vertebral column. It is strong and quite flexible. It is made up of 33 bones called vertebrae. Each vertebrae has a hole in the center through which the spinal cord passes. Rib cage. 12 pairs of ribs together form the rib cage. The ribs are flat, curved, and thin bones that originate from the spine. 10 pairs of ribs are connected to the flat breastbone called sternum. The rib cage protects heart and lungs and is flexible enough to make breathing possible. Limbs. 2 pairs of limbs are present in the human body. The arms are called the forelimbs and the legs are called the hind limbs. Each limb consists of 3 big bones. Forelimbs have humerus, radius and ulna. Hind limbs have femur, tibia and fibula. Apart from these, hind limbs also have kneecap or the patella. The forelimbs are attached to the pectoral girdle, which consists of the shoulder blade and collarbone. The hind limbs are connected to the pelvic girdle, which has a hip bone called pelvis. Also, each hand has 8 bones in the wrist and 19 bones in the hand and fingers. Similarly, the foot has 7 bones in the ankle and 19 bones in the foot and toes. Now science facts. Femur is the largest bone in our body. Stapes is the smallest bone in our body. It is found inside the ear and transfers vibrations from the eardrum. Apart from bones, there are 3 types of connective tissues in the skeletal system. They are tendons, ligaments and cartilage. Tendons attach muscles to the bones. Ligaments are strong and elastic bands that join the bones together. Cartilage is present at the ends of the bones and acts as a cushion to absorb shocks. Here we have an activity with the aim to find the role of a joint. If we place a scale such that the elbow is directly in the center and try to bend the elbow, it does not happen. You must have noticed that we are able to bend or rotate where 2 parts of our body seem to be joined. These places are called joints. Like we have the elbow, shoulder, neck. Joints allow movements which otherwise would have not been possible. Joints. Body has 3 types of joints: fixed or immovable joints, partially movable joints, and movable joints. When it comes to the fixed or immovable joints, there are bones which lie against each other and are fused. Joints that attach ribs to the sternum and that in the skull are immovable joints. There is no movement of bones in the immovable or fixed joints. Partially movable joints allow limited movement. Such joints are found in the vertebral column. Movable joints are of 4 types: hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint. Hinge joint. It is present in the elbow and the knee. It is quite strong and allows movement only in one direction, either up or down. It works similar to the hinge which is present on the doors or the windows. Ball and socket joint. It is present in the hip and shoulder joints. The round end of one bone fits completely into the cup-shaped end of other bone. It allows movement almost in all directions. Pivot joint. It is present in the first and the second vertebrae of the neck. It allows the head to move left and right and also back and forth. The rounded end of one bone fits into a ring formed by the other bone. Gliding joint. They are present in the ankles and the wrists. This joint allows one bone to slide over the another. It allows side to side as well as back and forth movement. Movement in human body. Bones cannot move on their own. The muscles pull them. Bones and muscles thus work together to produce movement in the body. We know well about the bones, but muscles are tissues which contract and relax to cause movement. Let's take an example. The muscles on the front side of the upper arm are the biceps, and those on the back side of the same upper arm are the triceps. In order to bend and straighten the elbow, the biceps and the triceps work oppositely. When biceps contracts, the triceps relax and the arm is pulled up. When biceps relax and triceps contract, the arm is pulled down or it straightens. You must be aware of the X-rays. They pass through the skins and tissues but do not pass through the bones. These rays make it possible to take photographs which help the doctors. Now a science fact related to them. As such, X-rays do not cause harm if used infrequently. Overexposure or exposure to high radiation levels can have a range of effects like vomiting, bleeding, fainting, and hair loss, etc. With this, we come to an end of this part. Hope you have learnt your concepts well, and in case you have any doubts or questions, please write a mail to learning.space.mk@gmail.com. We'll meet again in part 3. Until then, happy learning! Black bone, oh my god, no, bones are not black. The muscles, there is a dog, you can hear it, and then the bell also rings. Wow.